All right, welcome to the Financial Literacy Club with Mr. Alonzo. I want to talk about this company that I want to talk about a move that I made in this company called Marathon. Their ticker symbol is MARA, MARA, and I bought 100 shares. So 100 shares in MARA. And I kind of want to discuss why I bought 100 shares. Not only did I buy 100 shares, I also sold a call option with that. So I am doing, so if you can see that right here, I sold a call option there to give me income from the stocks that I bought. These 100 shares are now going to give me income through selling a covered call, it is called. Um, and I kind of want to talk about why I did this, what I was doing before with my Bitcoin allocation. So before I owned to about $2,000 in um, Bitcoin and Ethereum. $1,000 was for Bitcoin, the other $1,000 was in Ethereum. But now I'm doing a riskier play. Mara is a Bitcoin miner. So if what I like to do is I always like to go in when I am investing in a company, I like to go to their website. So if you go to their website, they sometimes have they should have the financial statement. But what I like to see also is that presentations. So what is going on in the company? Okay. So there are two Bitcoin miners in North America. The first one is Marathon, and the other one is Riot. Okay, and the reason I invested in Marathon instead of Riot is because basically of this presentation. It seemed I could get more information out of Marathon, but I'm assuming that both companies are going to do fine in this environment where Bitcoin prices keep going up and up and up. Okay. So, um, the first reason I invested in Bitcoin is because I follow I follow ARK Invest, and a lot of different companies are buying into Bitcoin. This isn't like in 2017 where it's a bunch of computer nerds and whatever. No, these are huge companies. $300 Bitcoin. If we go down here, article, you're going to see different companies like um, Tesla, we know, bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Square bought Bitcoin so that you can trade Bitcoin on the Square app. Roku bought some Bitcoin. Pinterest bought Bitcoin. DocuSign bought Bitcoin. Alibaba, Snapchat, PayPal, and Netflix bought Bitcoin. So instead of holding cash, where cash doesn't pay you anything, these large companies are deciding to buy Bitcoin. Um, so if we go also, this is ARK Invest, and I want to give a shout out to ticker symbol U. Your YouTube channel has broken down ARK's material and given me the confidence to invest more into ARK. And so far, my investments have been playing out exactly as planned. So I want to shout out ticker symbol U for showing all of this information. So his YouTube channel, it shows basically, and I want to show this video showing that why I think Bitcoin isn't going to stop here at 50K. I don't think Bitcoin is going to stop at 80K. I think it's going to go in the next couple years, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. I think we're going to have Bitcoin prices closer to 200,000, 300,000, maybe even $400,000. If it keeps playing out the way that it is playing out.
Form as Cash App does as well. Well, if companies in the S&P 500 were to put 1% of their cash into Bitcoin, that would increase the price of Bitcoin by $40,000. Today, it's close to $30,000. So that's more than a double right there. If we saw 10%, of course, that would add 400,000. And I just told you, MicroStrategy has put all of its cash in. Perhaps emerging markets will be faster in terms of adoption. But we have been very surprised at how quickly this has happened.
So if we notice, emerging markets are countries like in Africa, maybe even South America, but even Europe, Spain has 10% invested, the US 7%, Germany 6% of the people in those countries hold Bitcoin. But if we notice, if this becomes a normal trend where 32% of Nigerians hold Bitcoin, if this continues, there is no reason for this to go down in value. Bitcoin is going to be volatile, but if this trend continues, if the emerging markets, if the developed nations start buying up Bitcoin like they are, this is going to be, the price can only go up from here.
In the United States, institutions are going to have a significant impact on Bitcoin's price. We're seeing all kinds of evidence today. I just gave you some about corporate cash, and just within the last month, they have allowed banks to actually become nodes on any public blockchain so that they can enable much less expensive and efficient settlement. So that is again a little faster than we would have expected. So we believe that here you can see that if our analysis.
So right now, most companies don't have any Bitcoin, but many companies are starting to move in that direction, and they're putting maybe 1% of their cash into Bitcoin. We see Tesla doing a company called MicroStrategies. They did all of their cash. But even if you have companies do 6% of their Bitcoin allocation, we can see Bitcoin going to $500,000 per Bitcoin. Okay. So in the next 10 years, I see this as pretty high probability. So if we can either choose to hold, that's why I was holding $2,000 in Bitcoin. But now I kind of want to talk about why buy a Bitcoin miner instead of just Bitcoin. So this is a Bitcoin miner, Mara. Where are you? Here we go. Let's go to this chart all the way down. So if this plays out to be true, okay, miners are going to increase in value much, much faster than Bitcoin does. So this gray line right over here is the increase in the Bitcoin price. So the price of Bitcoin has gone up in the last, I don't know, couple months by 300%. But the price of Mara is going up 1,300%. So if you would have bought Mara, um, ticker symbol Mara, a couple months ago, or let's see, no, in November, you would have paid $2 per share. Okay. Now I've paid this week. I think yesterday I bought the shares at $44 per share. So something that would have cost me $200 a couple months ago to buy 100 shares now cost me almost $4,600. Okay. But if the Bitcoin price continues to go up, this is going to happen again and again. So if Bitcoin in the next 10 years goes from 50K to 500K, Mara is going to destroy the price appreciation of Bitcoin. So both investments are going to be great. So if Bitcoin today is around $50,000, if that goes to $500,000 in the next 5 to 10 years, you did 10x your money. But which is a great, amazing return. But if you bought one of these, you are probably going to 100x your money. So that is the potential here. But it's also riskier. If Bitcoin does not go up 10x and goes back down to that 20,000 level, whatever, these prices will from $50 to $46 that I paid for will go down to $2 like before. Okay. So it's a more calculated bet. It's this stock could go to zero, where I don't think Bitcoin can easily go to zero as quickly as this can. Okay, so it is a riskier play, but let's talk about why I think this company is going to be increase in value. So it seems like they are going to be profitable if Bitcoin stays around 30,000. So if you notice, they have $46 million in revenue, in gross profit. Oh, 51 million in revenue, but 46 in gross profit. So they are very, very profitable when Bitcoin is above 30,000. Now, if this continues, 50, for example, at 35,000, you're going to get more and more profits. Okay. And as we know, right now, Bitcoin is at 50,000. Now, imagine how profitable this company is going to be when they are mining 50 to 60 Bitcoins per day at an average $4,000. So if they can mine something for $4,000 and sell that thing for $50,000, that's an incredibly profitable business. Okay. Now there's going to be more competition and things like that. So things can always change in the next 10 years. But right now they are scaling up production. They are scaling. They're investing in Bitcoin. They just bought $200 million. So they already own about 5,000 Bitcoins. They own 5,000 Bitcoins. And they are going to be mining more and more Bitcoins because they just released, if you go to their website, overview. So if you read the whole press release, they have a partnership with a Chinese Bitcoin maker. So like the not the Bitcoin those miners. So Bitmain, they have a partnership with a company called Bitmain, and they sell them the amp miners. So they already those 4,000 amp miners have already arrived, and at the end of the month, they are going to be mining with those 4,000 amp miners. They already bought. They already bought 103 miners, and now that for preparation for next year. Okay, so this is going to increase the amount of production that they have 256%. So they are going to be able to mine 256% more Bitcoins per year. So at the end of next year, they will have 100,000 miners working. Okay. So Marathon's current mining fleet is only about 2,000 miners. But this month they're installing 4,000 miners. And they will continue to do that. They already paid for 100,000 miners. And as the Bitcoin price goes up, you can imagine everybody is going to want, these are the best miners that exist right now. So they are going to have the lowest energy costs. Okay. So this paragraph right here is a really good reason. So, according to all the publicly available Bitcoin profit calculators, if all miners that we purchased were developed today, the Bitcoin's price, and if Bitcoin's price is at 30,000, we would approximately produce 50 to 60, 55 to 60 per day on average cost of $4,000. We would generate approximately 51 million in revenue and 43 million in gross profit. So a year from now, they are going to be making 60. Let's be conservative and just say they are going to make 50 Bitcoin a day. If we multiply that by 365, that's about 18,000, 18 to 50 Bitcoin per year that they are able to mine. Each one of those can be sold at $50,000 right now. Okay. Now let's say Bitcoin goes to $100,000, right, in the next year. Now this is it, and they are mining it for $4,000. So right now they can sell those Bitcoins at 50, but imagine if they're mining them and it costs them $4,000 or $5,000 to mine it, but they're able to sell each Bitcoin for $100,000. So they're profiting $95,000. Okay, so this is why this is like this is going, as the Bitcoin price goes up, this stock is going to increase dramatically in value. Okay. Now, another thing I like about this company is that they do not have any debt. So if you look at their statistics, and if you look at their current debt to equity ratio, they don't have any long-term debt. Okay. So, so they currently only have $200,000 in debt. $200,000 in debt. They just spent millions and millions of dollars. I think around $200 million to buy 500 no $5,000 5,000 Bitcoin. So they have $17 million in cash. Okay, so they are not at risk to go bankrupt. Okay, so if everything plays out the way that ARC says, if everything plays out the way that they think, they have very low risk here of going bankrupt. Actually, it's impossible for them to go bankrupt because they don't have any debt. Okay. Now, if the price of Bitcoin drops down again to $10,000 like it was last year, yeah, this company becomes a little bit unprofitable and you'll see the stock price go down. But when would I sell this? If they, a couple things, I would, when will I sell this? First of all, if they're not investing in Bitcoin, if I see that they have too much cash, so they're not reinvesting into more and more ant miners. So if they start borrowing money, so if they start borrowing money, I'm not gonna like that. Okay. Also, I will sell this if it if Bitcoin changes. So if there's some kind of regulation where Bitcoin doesn't look to be, for example, if all of these companies start to sell Bitcoin or whatever the case may be, um, so then yeah, I'm going to change my opinion on this and I'm going to sell this. Okay. So another thing I wanted to talk about is my call option. So because everyone is so bullish on Bitcoin, um, selling options are really good right now. So right now, like I said, I'm getting um, like I got, let's see, be able to see the history here. So right here, I was able to make $80 just by selling. Let's show more. So $80 and plus $530. So that's $610 that was credited to my account. So if this continues and I can make $600 a month selling call options, my $4,600 investment in 9 months, I have nothing to lose because if this continues, I've paid off my investment in like 9 months. So that's another reason why I'm doing this, because this is going to lower my cost basis every month. So right now it's like I only invested $4,000. Next month, it's going to be, let's say I do $500. I only invested. So this is what I hope to do. So I can make money if the stock goes up, right? Let's say every time the stock goes up $10, I make $1,000. But let's say the stock stays the same, and Bitcoin stays the same. I can sell calls. I can sell covered calls for $500 a month and lower that cost basis. Now, if people stop being bullish on Bitcoin and things change like that. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to sell those calls for 500 bucks. But for now, it's going to work. I'm going to keep doing this and hopefully this works out. All right. So that's basically it. So yeah, wish me luck on this new investment. This is slightly riskier than what I would normally do. Most of my other money is in. This is relatively only $4,000 of my money. All the other money is in Berkshire Hathaway, ARK, and the S&P 500 and my 401k. So if I lose everything here, it is only a part of my portfolio that I'm willing to lose all of it. So this is a very risky play. So be careful if you follow what I do here. This is a very risky investment. Just like it went from $2. If we see Mara, just like it went from $2 last year or this year even, right? And now it's at 42. If Bitcoin prices go down, this is going to go back down to $2. Okay. So make sure you have that, you have a safe strategy in mind while you are doing this. So if you see Bitcoin prices crash, this is also going to crash down to about $2. Okay. But if Bitcoin keeps going up and goes to $400,000, you are going to make, just like, look at this, you are going to make that again. You're going to probably 30, 100x your money, right? Or 10x or 30x your money, just like Bitcoin, just like it did in the last year. Okay. So it's a very risky play, but that's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I'm protecting myself with the call options, the selling calls. Okay. All right. Hope you guys have a great day.